Ever show up at a new gym, feel a little bit stressed, like how am I gonna get my workout done? Is all the equipment that I need gonna be there? Well, here I am in the heart of San Francisco at the Yard, an awesome training concept and space. We're gonna head in, check it out, and I'm gonna navigate with you through how I would approach a workout and make adjustments where needed. Let's go. The first thing I like to do when I head into a new gym is to walk around and get a sense of the gym layout. What equipment is here? What equipment is where? I'm going to check out the available space and make a plan for how I'm going to arrange my workout. So here's my strategy. There are three main things to think about in your training. First, what are the core movement patterns? Is it push, pull, squat, hinge, core, or a combination? Second, what are the key sections of my training? This could be as simple as warm-up, strength, and conditioning. And third, I'm going to identify any equipment limitations or potential obstacles, like being in a busy gym where equipment might be getting taken up quickly. Okay, let's look at the movement patterns for today. The movement patterns often dictate what areas of the gym you might want to use. If you're squatting, then you will definitely want to find a squat rack. Or if you're pushing, then you may want to head over to where the bench press is. Next up, I'm going to think about which lift I really want to prioritize today in this session. There are often 2 to 3 lifts that make up the most intensive portion of a functional bodybuilding training session on any given day. I want to be sure to hit them with full effort and focus. So it's worth waiting for equipment to open up in order to hit these properly. There may be other sections of training that we can adapt on the fly, but these main lifts are pretty important. Okay, with that in mind, I'm always going to start with a warm-up to get blood flowing and prepare my movement patterns for the day. Today, I want to hit some heavy lunges and either do pull-ups or rows. So I'm going to go row near a squat rack to jump in easily or wait for one to open up. To prepare my hips and shoulders for this training session, I'm going to start off with some plate external rotations, a few heel sits, and clamshells. I've got 2 options here. I can grab a couple pieces of equipment and head to the corner of the gym, or I can mix these in between my warm-up sets for my main lifts so I stay efficient while using the station that I want, because no one likes a bench hog. Next up is my strength work, which I'm breaking up into 2 parts. The first section is a superset for my main strength movement of the day. I call this an intensity superset because to really grow muscle, I'm gonna go and hit 8 or 9 out of 10 on the effort scale for at least 2 to 4 sets per movement. The second part of the strength work will be structural balance to keep my joints and muscles stable and resilient from injury. To make sure I don't take too much time, I'm going to superset back rack lunges and either pull-ups or rows in an every minute on the minute format. I'm gonna work at the top of each minute, rest, then switch movements, and at the top of the next minute, hit the other exercise for 8 sets of each. Now, if you can't monopolize the pull-up station or if the barbell is blocking your pull-ups, then grab a set of dumbbells and substitute a row. You can use a bench for a dumbbell row or try this variation of the row using the spotter arm from the rack in case you don't have a bench available to you. You can always get creative with your movement positions and hit the same movement in a new way so that you don't monopolize another piece of equipment. Maybe you don't want to fuss with the adjustable dumbbells that are there. Grab a kettlebell instead and keep it simple. Okay, we got our intensity superset all finished up, out of the way. Now let's do strength balance, which I also call structural balance. Some people call this accessory work, but I think of it as building your foundation for a sound, strong, and healthy body that can move in any direction without issue. Again, this continues today's theme of squatting and pulling. This time, I'm doing goblet cyclist squats and dumbbell pullovers along with strict toes to bar for some core work. You don't need to hit these lifts as intensely as the first part. Just give a good effort and focus on moving well and getting quality muscle contractions. And here are some substitution options if you find any of these to be a factor. Like maybe you don't have a pull-up bar. Okay, lay on your back and do slow leg lowering on a bench. Maybe you don't have a wedge or a slant for your cyclist squats. That's okay. Use the edge of the platform or put your heels on a weight plate. You can also do the pullover exercise with a dumbbell, a plate, a kettlebell, a band even. Maybe you have access to a cable machine. All of those can work. All right, finally, we've arrived at the conditioning section of this training. Conditioning can get tricky since we like to incorporate cardio tools with some body weight and or resistance training. More and more these days, you're seeing functional training areas show up in commercial gyms. So if you have access to a bike, rower, right next to kettlebells, dumbbells, barbells, boxes, and pull-up bars, then you're gonna be good to go. Today, I'm gonna go ahead and grab this nice outdoor spot at this gym, a couple of dumbbells, and pull a bike over to do my conditioning without having to run around all over the gym. If your gym has cardio equipment in a separate room, choose the machine that you'll have the easiest time coming back to, and you can hop off and back on and do some burpees and dumbbell movements nearby. For example, if there are only 2 bikes at your gym and you see one person on there, that doesn't give you a lot of options. You might get off your bike and somebody else might come and take it. But if there are 6 treadmills available and only one is in use, use one of the other 5. You have a good chance of being able to get off that treadmill, go do some burpees, go do some dumbbell movements, and come back and find a treadmill open for you. At the end of the day, I want you all to get your training sessions in. I want you to feel good about what you did in the gym. And I want you to know that if you put in effort, no matter where you are and what equipment you have access to, you did something great for yourself. I hope this gives you some good ideas about how to take control of your workout and get that great training session in no matter where you are. I want to thank The Yard in San Francisco for hosting us today, and let us know if you have questions about how to adapt your workouts to different situations in the comments below. I'll see you next time.